This is an idea that I was reminded of through reading one of Mark Manson's recent newsletters. And if you haven't followed Mark Manson, I recommend you do. His writing is often very humorous and kind of counterintuitive, and he always makes really solid points about life and self-development. And one of his recent newsletters reminded me of something that I really loved, that I wanted to kind of bring out, which is the idea of making impact, and how we often associate making a big impact in our lives with momentous, often emotional, big events. We think of getting that breakthrough or that promotion or climbing that mountain as being an example of the kind of thing that tends to move our lives forward and makes the biggest impact. But actually he kind of brought me down to earth, and the reader down to earth, by saying that the real impact is made through the seemingly boring, everyday, consistent, repetitive work that a lot of us tend to avoid because it doesn't seem particularly impactful when we look at it face to face. We look at the thing, whether it's writing a few hundred words or a few press-ups every day, showing up to do exercise, showing up to share a video like this. They seem in and of themselves very minute in terms of the impact that they make on our lives. And because it doesn't look like they're making much of an impression and much of a change, those small, tedious, everyday, boring tasks, we often skirt round them, and we often find excuses to avoid doing those everyday, show up, consistent tasks and workouts and whatever it is. But those are the things that will make the most impact on our lives. It's been proven, it's been shown, the compounding effect, the accumulative effect of showing up every day and having small or one-off tasks that in and of themselves are not particularly impactful necessarily, but will add up to create profound impact and even exponential growth over a period of time. So the real change comes when you string together consistent work over a period of months. And a lot of people, we look at something and we say, okay, I'm going to change my life by doing this big thing. I'm going to go on this big hike. I'm going to get an RV and travel the world and see that as a big change in my life. And of course, hopefully my life will change as a result. But often we get disappointed when things don't happen the way we'd like. And actually really where we want to look in terms of the most profound, impactful change, it's going to be in those small things, those small, seemingly boring, everyday tasks. And I just found that really, really interesting, a really powerful, useful reminder for any one of you guys who might be disappointed or discouraged about where you are with life, and perhaps you're finding yourself even getting kind of lethargic and bored and unmotivated. It's totally normal. I feel it a lot myself. Very often I kind of come up against a wall, and I've been like, I've been doing this over and over again, and I'm not seeing the results that I was looking for, and I'm not seeing the impact that I was hoping to make by creating these videos or writing these articles and that kind of thing. But what happens is that these things need to be strung together with significant accumulation over time. We have to be patient. We have to understand the compounding nature of stringing together repetitive tasks. That is where the impact is made. And as Mark Manson said in some great examples, so for example, real life impact is much more likely to be made through giving up something like alcohol versus climbing a mountain. Can you see the difference between the two? Climbing a mountain, if someone was to approach me and say, do you want to come with me and climb Everest with me? I would think immediately that doing something like that would be absolutely monumental for my life, emotional, a big thing. And in truth, it would certainly move the needle, but it wouldn't have anywhere near as great an impact as showing up every day to write 2,000 words, or showing up every day to do 500 press-ups or 200 press-ups or 20 press-ups. You can see the difference between those very enticing, seemingly, big deal one-off events that a lot of us are drawn to. And this tends to happen. This tends to be a strategy that people jump on when you get discouraged. And when, like, I find this myself, sometimes I'll be plodding along through life and things aren't going the way that I want them to go, and I will come up with a new strategy. I'll sit down and I'll plan something out, and I'll say to myself, okay, I need a big change. I'm bored, I'm fed up, I'm tired, right? I've just recently experienced a failure and I need to make a drastic change. We want to make drastic changes, are not the strategy we're looking for in those moments. It looks like they are, but they rarely are. And the real strategy is to get back on the horse and to focus on the small, little, seemingly irrelevant, irreverent, small, boring things that are going to make the biggest change over time. So you really have to honor the power of compound. I'd recommend you read The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, I think it is. Yeah, he's really good on that, just the power of just showing up every day. Another great book on that is The Slight Edge by Olson, I think. Really good reads on just the power of, day after day showing up and having faith in that process, as opposed to falling for the kind of the seemingly shiny object of let's do something drastic, let's quit everything and start fresh. And this is where real disappointment shows up, is when you take drastic action and actually the change isn't quite as profound as you thought. And as you can see, in an overnight drastic move, what is that going to do to your, how is that going to be reflected in your own growth? Not much is going to happen in a one day, one big decision event. It's really over time where your character is going to see the growth you're looking for, the skill development you're looking for, the mastery development you're looking for. Is going to take place over time. We have to get real about the reality of just the existence we're in that, if we want to see our value skyrocket, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take place over lots of time and lots of attention put on specific things. That's another thing. That is where real change happens. It's just in the reality of, showing up every day. So I don't want to beat a dead horse anymore, but I hope this was useful as an idea. The drastic over the boring, and the value in boring things. Be different. Do what others refuse to do, which is to show up and to do the boring stuff, and to turn up at the gym when you least feel like it, and turn up at the drawing board when you least feel like it. That's where real change, real impact, the most impact is going to be made in your life. So have faith, stay with the process, and keep following along with these videos. If these appealed to you, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you like this video and you share it with your pals. It is appreciated, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.